What's up, YouTube? This is Bystander X79, guys. Today I'm coming to you with my latest deck profile for November 2019. That's right, it is now November. We officially have 2 more months left in this year, okay? And I can tell you this right now, I'm starting this month off hot by doing my updated Salamangreat deck profile. And as you can see, it's going to be featuring Pyro Phoenix in the extra deck. Alright, now Salamangreats have been through a lot this year. They've been a very amazing tournament deck, being able to take tops pretty much, I think, at all except for one World Championship qualifier, which is pretty amazing. I mean, they kind of got roughed up on the last list, but to be honest, it didn't kill the deck. Alright, and now with Chaos Impact out, and we got the boss monster, Pyro Phoenix, the deck now has a brand new win condition added into its arsenal. And I can tell you this right now, Pyro Phoenix is damn freaking awesome in this deck. Alright? So without further ado, we're going to get right into this. Of course, we're going to start off, as always, with the monsters, and we can start off with triple Salamangreat Foxy. Right, this is pretty standard. Foxy is the pot of duality for the Salamangreats. You normal summon them out, you activate the top 3 cards from your main deck. Any Salamangreat card, you pick any Salamangreat card you want to add to your hand. The others are shuffled back into your deck, which is pretty awesome. Alright, Foxy also has an ability while in the graveyard. You can target a face-up spell and trap card that's on the field, special summon this guy, and then you pop that card, which is awesome. It allows you to get around some pretty problematic floodgates. Alright. And then, of course, we got 3 copies of Salamangreat Spinny. Oh, Spinny is amazing. It's the in-archetype hand trap that power boosts all your monsters by 500 attack points. And while it's in the graveyard, you get to special summon it right back to the field, so you can go into your rank 3 play, specifically Mirage Stallion, or get a monster on the field to link off with. Alright. Salamangreat Jaguar. Oh man, this guy is so awesome in this deck. Alright, not only level 4 to allow you access to your rank 4 play, specifically Abyss Dweller, but you have the ability to actually send stuff from your graveyard back into your deck or extra deck to special summon this guy out of the graveyard, and that is just huge. It'll allow you to recycle your Sunlight Wolves as well as any other link monsters that you need to get back into your extra deck. So this is an awesome card. It needs to be run at 2, primarily just to defend against Call by the Grave. Alright. For one-ofs, we got Salamangreat Gazelle. Heart and soul of the deck, engine of the deck. Whenever a Salamangreat monster is sent from the field to the graveyard, you get a special summon this guy out into the field, and then he dumps a card from the deck into your graveyard, which is just awesome. Allows you to set up your graveyard plays to help you get more resources onto the field. Alright? Awesome card. Need to be running him. Alright? Falco, another one up in the deck. Basically, whenever he's sent to the graveyard, you're getting any spell and trap card back from the graveyard into your hand, which is just huge. Alright? Salamangreat Foul. Extra body on the board that special summons itself out whenever you have another Salamangreat monster on the field. Easy, go into links or rank 4 plays with him. Alright? Letting Debug. Cyber Searcher of the deck, being able to search out any Cyber monster you need, add it to your hand on summon, which is just huge. Alright? 3 copies of Flame Buffalo. This guy is kind of mandatory in the deck now because you contribute him off plus another Cyber monster to draw 2 cards into your deck. So he does add that consistency into your deck that is needed to get into your combo pieces faster. Alright? 3 copies of Ash Blossom. I mean, besides being such an amazing hand trap, it also lends its attack into the Heat Leo play, which allows you to bottom out your opponent's attack just to be able to swing big. 2 copies of Effect Veiler. Great hand trap to have in this deck to negate monster effects while they're on the field. Alright, can use them multiple times per turn. And of course, a lot of the meta decks, they like to play second now, and that's the reason why we're running 2 copies of Nibiru, the Primal being in this stack main. Primary reason is because if you're going second blind, there are a lot of combo decks out there, and this card just destroys them, because combo decks, they go heavy on their turn 1 boards, and a lot of times they don't have the resources to recover, so the Bureau just screws them out of that. Okay, basically if they special summon more than 5 or more times, you get to summon this guy out of the field by tributing off all monsters on the field, and then your opponent gets a token with the combined attack of all those monsters. Of course, you can put the token into defense position, so they can't really use it against you. It's just awesome. Alright, spells. 3 copies of Silent Mining. Discard a card, search your deck for any Cyberse monster, which is just huge. Helps out the Cybers. And Salamangreat archetype, overall great. Alright, no, it's not cheap, but it's necessary. Alright. 1 copy of Salamangreat Circle, search out any Salamangreat monster. Also protects any reincarnated Link summon monster as well. So, very good card to have. We got Salamangreat Sanctuary, the key to the reincarnation Link strategy of the Salamangreat archetype. Basically allows you to use a Salamangreat Link monster as the entire material cost for Link summoning of a monster of the same name, and typically when that Link monster hits the field, it has an additional effect. We'll get into as we go into the Links. Alright. Of course, the one spicy tech that I like running in this deck is 1 copy of Salamangreat Transcendence. Alright. It is a quick play spell that it actually allows you to reincarnate Link summon during your opponent's turn. Alright. And considering Pyro Phoenix's effect that activates on its reincarnation Link summon, yeah. I mean, this allows you to actually utilize Pyro Phoenix on turn 1. Just get a copy on the board, set this card face down, and then you're able to actually bull your opponent's board during their turn. Huge. And I can tell you right now, if you're running Pyro Phoenix, you need to be running at least copy of this card in your deck. Alright. 2 copies of Will of the Salamangreat. I mean, it's just a great in-archetype monster reborn, getting you materials back onto the field. And if you happen to have a reincarnated Link monster on the field, hell, guess what? You're getting even more materials on board, even better, which is just awesome. Alright, moving on. More board busters. We got 2 copies of Super Polymerization. Extra day space is insanely tight with this deck, so I'm only running 2 fusions. And when I was running this card at 3, the 3rd copy just wound up dead most of the time. I'm not really running any other discard outlets for that extra copy. So yeah, once I've used up both of those, there was really no point of having that 3rd. So, I mean, for those of you that want to turn around and run a 3rd, you could possibly take out Transcendence for a 3rd copy. Me, I prefer Transcendence over this card. Alright, and last but not least, we are running 2 copies of Cosmic Cyclone. It just works against all the meta decks, baiting things out as well as just taking cards off the field that are extremely problematic and banishing them. So, always worth it. For the traps, Salamangreat Rage, an easy trap card to get on the field and recur via Falco's effect. Set on the field, pop multiple cards off the field, off your opponent's field. Massive interruptions, which is just huge. Alright, 2 copies of Salamangreat Roar. You need to be running this card at least at 2. It's basically, 2 copies is basically 4 negates in this deck, which is just awesome. Alright, primary reason is that you get it on the first time, you flip it face up, and then whenever you reincarnate Link summon, it resets itself. Alright, so yeah, awesome card to have. 4 negates right there. And for the other negates, I am running 3 copies of Solemn Strike. I mean, you can vary this with Solemn Judgment as well, just to turn around and cover even more stuff. But you're already running multiple copies of Salamangreat Roar, so this will just help you alleviate this stress again with monster effects as well as inherent summons like Link summoning. Alright, that's it for the main deck. 40 cards. Extra deck, like I said, is extremely tight, but I managed to get stuff into it. So we got 2 copies of Pyro Phoenix. Oh man. Pyro Phoenix, the newest boss monster of the deck, and it's the wing condition. Basically, whenever you reincarnate like some of this card, it nukes your opponent's entire board. That's why I love Transcendence with this card so much. It's a massive interruption. Alright? It has two other effects that you can use once per turn. You can target a link monster that's in your opponent's graveyard, special summon it to your field, and then you can target a link monster that you special summon through this card's effect and hit your opponent with burn damage. So best case scenario is to basically nuke your opponent's board, swing big. If you don't finish your opponent off, you can turn around and then bring back that link monster and burn him for game. Alright, the other way would be to turn around and nuke your opponent's board, bring the monster back, burn them, and then go into a Heat Leo reincarnation link play to bottom out the monster's attack, and then swing through that monster for more damage. I mean, there's a lot of different plays you can do with it. I prefer the board nuke and then swing bake and burn if necessary. So, Heat Leo still is an amazing card. Alright, whenever it's link summon, you get to target one of your opponent's back row and basically get it off the field, which is awesome. Alright. Reincarnate link summon this card. You can target a monster in your graveyard, a fire tribute monster specifically, and then you target one of your opponent's monster's attack, and then that monster's attack gets bottom out to what the targeted monster in your graveyard was. So typically you want to be utilizing Ash Blossom from your graveyard as that target to bottom out your opponent's attack. So always an awesome card to have. 3 copies of Salamangreat Sunlight Wolf. Oh man, Sunlight Wolf does so much in this deck. Oh, anytime a monster is summoned to a zone it points to, you get a card. Specifically a monster card back from the graveyard into your hand, which is just huge. And then if you reincarnate like summon it, you actually get to turn around and get a spell and trap card added back into your hand, which is just awesome. I mean, he's the key engine, so you want to be constantly recycling back into your extra deck to keep using him and getting your materials back and rebuilding your board turn after turn until you win. Alright. Now, in order to make things fit, I'm only running 2 Baylinks. To be honest, in all my time playing this deck, I've only used Baylinks twice for protection before I was able to win the game. So, yeah, I cut him down to 2. 2 still works well for me. Typically, if you don't open well, you can easily just turn around and use 1, link it off, get off, Gazelle onto the field, and then you can turn around and chain block Gazelle's effect with this guy's field search to be able to do a whole lot of things. Alright, Hita necessary for the mirror match, stealing opponent's fire type monster right from the graveyard. Alright, Borload for busting up boards. Alright, Mirage Dalio, this is the MX Saber Invoker for Salamangreats. Awesome card. Special summons right from the deck, and if it's used as a link material for a Salamangreat monster, you get in that compulsory evacuation device effect, which is actually huge. Alright, Abyss Dweller, shuts down graveyard effects, great in the mirror match, great against pretty much the entire meta, so it's necessary to have. I am still running the Violet Chimera. I mean, it just pairs well with the Heat Leo reincarnate link effect, just to be able to swing big and get the game. And last but not least, I am also running Starving Venom Fusion Dragon just to turn around and break up boards your opponent puts up on the field. Guys, that is it for my updated Salamangreat deck profile for November 2019. Guys, as always, if you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more content like this on my channel, make sure to subscribe. Enable notifications so you don't miss a single upload. Check out the description box below. Find the invite link to my Discord server. Join the conversation. We would love to have you. Follow me on Twitter at BystanderX79. And guys, until next time, peace!